Welcome everyone to our little Team Freedom Huddle. I don't know what to call this. Part of me wants to call it a mastermind, a huddle, a round table, a circle. I don't know. So I might call it something different every week just for fun. What I want to talk about tonight though is our April challenge group. I wanted to dig in together and so we're going to open up prep week next week, and I wanted to do a couple things tonight. I wanted to get feedback of things that are going well. I wanted to get feedback of suggestions people have to shake it up. And then I wanted to go through prep week and see what tools are we using and what are we not. Because Carly and I are setting up a Team Freedom Google Drive that will have what we use. And I want to make folders that have like challenger files to upload, and only what we use is in there. So when you guys go to a group, it's so easy to just find, because we have a lot. The old Google Drive's got tons of stuff. And so Michelle and I are talking about it'd be just easier for us to just kind of open separate ones and pull out what we use. And then that way it's super, because we were going to have to purge it anyway, because it's like 4 years of stuff. So that's kind of what I want to do tonight. I want to welcome, this is Rebecca, everybody, Dixon. So Rebecca and I met at Narrow, and I've kind of like adopted her a little bit. So she's hopping in as she's rebuilding and kind of digging in and sharing. So we're doing the network marketing ability together. And so she's here to kind of dig in with us. And then another coach who's not here tonight from Team Courage, Tasha Lane, is in our team page right now. I don't know if she can hop on, but she's going to be, he's got a call, leaning in some of our challenge groups, because right now her upline's not running any. And she reached out and said, can I hop in with you? I've got some challengers. So I said, sure. So she's got a lot of value to add too. So that, if you're wondering, like, who are these people? They've been coaches for a little while, and we're just kind of huddling together. So I'm excited to have Rebecca here. And we got lost on our way to Super Friday last week and took like a 4-hour detour. It was awesome. But if you didn't go to Narrow, well, I guess I was the only one that went to Narrow. If you haven't thought about going to Narrow, it's in October this year in Asheville, and I'll share more down the road. But definitely make that a goal. Like, Summit and Narrow, I feel like, are the two top. Like, get to these two, and then if you could get to a third thing, like a Team Courage retreat, so anyway, so that's what I wanted to start with tonight for the mastermind. So what are y'all's thoughts? Like, I'd love everybody to share like what they feel is going well in the challenge groups, and then if there's anything like, I think it'd be cool if we did this. And then I'm going to make a list, and then we're going to just pick some stuff, if that sounds good to you guys. And then I'm going to make a list of the prep week stuff last, so we can get things kind of organized. And I don't want to keep you on all night. So if anybody wants to go first, you can go right ahead and just share like what you've liked. I do want to say this. We're going to have two groups. Sarah and Megan are going to kind of pilot the other group with some leaders. I'd like to have like 5 coaches who are leading each group, like meaning helping with the posting. So if you have challengers, it's kind of important to be in that role in some capacity. So that one person's not leading the group. But I just feel like this last month, one huge group, as much as it was convenient, it's huge. So I'm hoping that having smaller groups, we'll get to know each other better, So after tonight too, we can figure out who's going to go where and help lead where. So and like Trisha can't make it tonight. She's back. She got her house all set and rented out for masters, and so she'll be back in our group, which is exciting. And Rebecca's easing back in. As y'all saw, she added Energize to her tea today. I was like, that's genius. So okay, so just to recap, Megan, we're kind of doing like, what do you like that we're doing, and then what are there any suggestions? And if you don't have a suggestion, that's fine too. I have one, but I'll go last. So who would like to go first? Anybody? I could just call on people. All right, Elizabeth, you're like first on my queue. You're like, come on, man.
Okay. One of the things that I thought was really helpful this last time, or with the March group, was consistent scheduled evening posts from the coaches. I think Megan set hers for like 7 o'clock every evening. And that was like super helpful, because whenever I saw that it was like getting close to 7, I would hop on and wait for that post to go up, or like if it was a couple minutes past 7, I'd be like, oh, I can jump on and do that post. So I thought that was really helpful. And then something I thought we could add was possibly more like polls, to have people check in, because it's just a lot quicker, and like it's a better way to visually see like who is actually checking in, because especially since this group is so big, it's hard to scroll through every single post like to see if your particular challengers are checking in or not. And then I don't know if this would be feasible at all, but I thought of like challenger spotlights. I don't know like how often you would do it, since it's a like a 30-day challenge. I don't know if you would do like 2 or 3 a week, or I feel like 1 a week you would only get 4 people the whole time. So I don't know like how logistically it would work, but those were my things I kind of thought of in preparation for this.
I like that. I like that a lot. And if you did a challenger spot, he's got a bad cough. Sorry. Sounds so bad. I like that. I like the poll idea. And even if you did like clicking the poll and then you put your win in the comments, so that way they're like only typing one thing, and then we see the poll and then we just comment below it. I think that's really good, for sure. Something and then the other thing I'd say is that the spotlight, I think, is a great idea. We just need to brainstorm on how to do it, but I think it's something to talk about, because we stopped doing the movers and shakers because the group was so big and not everyone was in the app, and I couldn't keep on top of it. And so, but I liked having that shout out. So having some way to have a shout out would be really good. So I think we should definitely consider that. And I agree. I dropped the ball on scheduling on my post because I just realized tonight, oh shoot, I forgot to schedule today. So I just put it up like an hour ago. But having the accountability post is key, and you can schedule them all from the very beginning. You know, I'm assuming you could schedule a poll. But if every coach had a week that they've scheduled it, you could spend one day, takes 10 minutes, schedule the post and have it done. I love that. Cool. But let's definitely, I would love at the end, let's brainstorm a little bit on that spotlight, for sure. Well, y'all go ahead, and then I guess I'll add at the end. Who would like to go next? Anybody want to hop in and go first? Or I could just keep calling on people.
I really liked that. I don't have too much to say, but I did really like the wins and gratitudes. Personally, it helped me. Yeah. But I also feel like people were like posting sometimes only that, or like, I had a bad day, but here are my wins. I saw that a couple times. So I feel like even people that didn't really want to post or something, they wanted to at least do that, which I thought was kind of cool.
Oh, I agree.
Sticking with that.
Yeah, I like that a lot too. I like that a lot. Who wants to go? Any other ideas or feedback? And if you don't have anything, that's fine too. Anyone? Sarah? Rebecca's been like our fly on the wall. She can give us.
It's just really loud here because Ben is, we're on the eve of leaving for vacation, and Ben's building a frame for the beehives. But it has to be done before we leave because the bees might come. Like, just God willing, they don't come before we get back. So it's just really loud here.
That's fine. You might agree with this, Sarah, because you're doing the gut health group with me. I was thinking, and if we did the poll, this would work. I want to have my challengers start writing their food down in a little journal, and having a column where they write what they're eating, and on the other side, they write how they're feeling. If there was a time of day that was a hard time of day. And that way,
that's part of why I've been posting. Yeah. I've been posting mine. That I've been, my chicken scratch in my little notebook, I've been actually posting that rather than writing out a food log.
Yeah.
Part of it is because I'm eating weird things, and part of it is because I want them to see like that. That's a new thing for me. It's something I've been supposed to do for supposed to do it when you're pregnant. You're supposed to do it in these challenges. You're supposed to do it all the time. But I've been more consistent with it in the last couple weeks than ever.
Yeah.
Like really writing down, like I seriously took a bite of one of my kids' hot dogs today and I wrote it down on my piece of paper.
Yeah. So I was going to recommend that we do that, and they could take a picture of that and put their wins next to it. So they have their poll with all their stuff, and then they post a photo. And if they don't, Stephanie Griffin shared, she found little tiny notebooks at the dollar store that were like 3 for $1, and they fit in a regular size envelope. So if you wanted to send it with a thank you note, you could send it with a thank you as a gift. I found a really cute one I've been using.
I like that. And I'll tell you, Stephanie has had some amazing posts lately. She shared one, and I'll see if I can find it and I'll post it in our group, not in the Shamrock group, in our Team Freedom group. Just really good stuff about kind of what she's learning about gut health and that kind of stuff. I can't remember. There's a really good one the other day. I'm a little bit fried. Sorry, guys.
No, that's okay. I get it. What I think, that was the suggestion I was going to make, was the food log. Cause I feel like I bought these at Hobby Lobby. So there were like 2 of these for $1, they're $1 each, but this would not fit. This would fit in a larger envelope, but the ones she found were perfect for like this kind of card. So, it's up to you if you want to do that, but I feel like if you want to spend $1 and then you could go to Trader Joe's and they have cards that are like, would fit, that are $1, it's like $2.50 as a thank you. When I'm at Trader Joe's, I grab stacks of their cards if they have cute ones. Like this one says, a beautiful thing is never perfect. So I grabbed all of them. They're like, do you like those cards? I'm like, and I have cards too that have like a logo on them, but sometimes I grab these just for fun. But the food log, it's helped me because then we can talk to them about the trigger times of their day, and Summer talked to us in the gut health group, her friend's a dietitian, and said like, there's something very, I don't know what the word is, good all about you when you're writing it and you're thinking about the triggers and you're, versus the end of the day when we're trying to remember it. So that was a thought that I had of adding that into prep week. On the day we talk about nutrition, we just add that part in and talk about, you could use a piece of paper, you could use a journal, you could use whatever, but drawing a line down the middle and tracking your food. And like when you're hungry, you be as detailed as you want. Like you could share, one of us could do a video on how we do it. And then say, if you're just starting out, just write your food. If you want to do a little more the next week, think about how you felt after you ate it. You know what I'm saying? So that was something, when we're done with the network marketing ability, Rebecca and Stephanie and I are going to put a list together, a hospitality checklist of stuff that we're coming up with as an ideas of to show hospitality to clients. And the little notebook was one of the ones that she had shared about. So that was an idea I had about the food log. The other thing I thought of doing was having a feature Friday where each of us take a turn on Friday and we feature a product besides Shakeology that we use and why we love it. And so like, I'm going to start taking Soothe. It's their turmeric and aloe vera pill, because I take curcumin every day, and I just found out Beachbody sells it, and I've been buying it from the drugstore, like the health food store. So I can share about inflammation one Friday. Someone who uses, like I saw Elizabeth today was like, dude, if anyone had told me that Recover tasted like Nestle, it does taste like Nestle Quick. I was so bummed I couldn't have it anymore because it's whey. But sharing why you use it, that just telling people like, I don't know what you're using right now, but this is something, I ordered bars. So when they come in talking about giving them to my kids, and if someone wants to try a sample, we could send them a sample. So that's something I would like to add, because I think it gives them a feature, and also teaches them the benefits of these. Shakeology could be one, because not everyone's drinking Shakeology. But I was just thinking, as we're learning about gut health and stuff, or whatever you're learning, Sam started talking, and I said I was going to go last. I should slap myself. I think our posts every day literally should just be what we're going through. Like, you're the coach post of the day, share what you're going through. Like Megan, if you're going through, Megan Kaufman, like mindset after a baby, write your morning post about it. If I'm going through anti-inflammation, I'll write my morning post. Or today was prepping to not have a nervous panic attack at the hospital. I can talk about emergency preparedness in my journey. Like, it doesn't have to be like Lindsay's and Elizabeth, if y'all want to do like meal prep, like that, like what, whatever it. And I think we can have suggestions, but I think it's more important if we're sharing what we're going through and doing in our posts in the morning, and then you can use them on your social media. So that was a thought I had too, if it helps take the worry out of what do I do, you know what I mean? The other one in Soothe is, yes, more recipes I think would be helpful. I have a ton of people coming to me now, like in the no sugar group, who have like thyroid issues, like Hashimoto's and PCOS. And I feel like if we talk about the issues we have and how we're working through them, it'll help them have like a me too. It's called Optimize. I don't know what that is though. I just know it's a good supplement. So as I learn about like these things, to talk about them, and just like, I just think that that's what we need to do more of. Or just put a really fun, motivational, funny post one day if you want to. It doesn't all have to be super serious, but I was just thinking with a smaller group, we have the opportunity to, like, I loved Janelle felt comfortable the other day to do her live video. And I even want to encourage coaches who don't have challengers and who aren't necessarily leading. You can do it. Like, I would encourage challengers to do that, So that was my 2 cents. I gave it the middle. Do you guys have anything else that you think like we should stop or we should add? I think the Challenger Zooms are going well, the Sunday nights, and I think the workouts are going well. Is there any other yes, no? Megan, you're muted. Or are you talking to someone else? Is it not working? You're not muted. Oh, you're just really quiet. Wait, I turned you all the way up. Can y'all hear her?
Can you hear me?
Barely.
What's going on?
Now I can.
You can hear me now?
Yeah. Really soft though.
I don't know why. It's really soft. If it's hard to hear me, then I can just type it.
What were you? Yeah, either way it's fine. What happened last time where it fixed it? What did you do that fixed it?
I logged off and logged back on.
Oh. You want to try that real quick?
Sure.
You're like so quiet. Jess or Rebecca or Lindsay, y'all have anything you want to add?
Well, I was going to say, the only thing, like, I love the accountability stuff. And I know for me, it's like tough to hop in and log in at that time. So it's like challenging because like the next morning I feel, not that I don't want to post it, but it's like, oh, I feel like delayed in a sense. So I'm like, that's okay. I kind of have my food log. I know what I did, but I don't feel like I'm present in a sense. But the other thing that I didn't know, and I don't know what other people's schedules are, because I know for me, the Zoom is really tough for the workout time at 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Only because of work, because like my second job is kind of shifting. So I don't know. I know, Veronica's not on here, but I know she does one at like 6 o'clock, or she does hers at 9, but it's like 6 o'clock, whatever it was, because she's on the West Coast. Yeah. I don't know. And I've noticed that following like Rebecca Bain stuff, they have somebody who just does a workout each day or every whoever wants to lead. So I don't know if that's a suggestion even, like, oh, if I know Wednesdays I'm normally home with my son. Mm-hmm. If I did one at like 6 o'clock, if anybody would want to hop in or find something, do you know what I mean? And who knows, if anybody hops in, great. If nobody does, then not a big deal. But something to add different times even, or do like a poll to be able to say, hey, not at 6, maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe 6 o'clock on a Saturday is like too early, but if people are doing it during the week, just to have them feel a little more connected at a different time that might work for them. I don't know.
I think that's a good idea. I think you could do a poll for Saturdays and ask what's the best time on a Saturday. And if people said, like, some said 6 a.m. and some said 8 o'clock in the morning actually would be even better for me, because I know for 9, like, a lot of times my kids are all trying to get going.
Yeah.
And we could have a couple options, and we could decide in your thread, whatever thread it is for the group, you could decide and then put it up. Here's what we have, and each person, maybe 3 days, not every single day, but we could.
Right.
I love that, because I agree. I think it's good to have. I see coaches all the time on Instagram who are doing it every morning at like 5. Not
Right. And that's what I was even thinking. Even if it's not like if everybody or all of our coaches can't get in there, but even if you said, hey, I'm doing this workout.
Yeah.
Like if I went in and just said, hey, I'm doing a workout Wednesday this week planning to do it at 6 o'clock. Who wants to hop in?
Yeah.
And do it this way? At least it kind of gives some, if somebody hops in, fine. If it's just me, you know what I mean? Or if it's just the one person, then it's like, oh, well, you got your workout in and you get a check for the day anyway.
Yeah.
But and
if we did it on, if you planned it in the thread, like of the coach thread, and everybody, then you could make a little word swag and everybody would know. And
right.
You know what I mean? And like, you could put it in the team page too, because if you were going to do it some days and the other group does it other days or whatever, we could have them both posted and people have the opportunity to hop on several times. I think that's a good idea. I like that a lot. And I think, honestly, for the accountability part, I post mine in the morning, sometimes the next day too. I wouldn't worry about that. I think it actually helps when you do that. We had a coach, Nikki, for a while, Wheeler, and she could only post in the morning because she was never on at night. So she actually used to post her food before she ate because she planned it in advance, and she just posts the day. But like, I post mine the next morning sometimes. And then I go in and comment on people. So I wouldn't feel bad about that. I think it helps them because that way they know, like, if they miss at night, then it's okay if they have to wait till the next day. And if they're writing it in a journal, then they don't have to worry about remembering what it is. So yeah, but I love that about the workouts. Megan, do you work now? Sorry, is it still not working? Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm like, whisper to me and I'll say it for you. Yeah, why don't you type your thoughts? So let's go through this real quick while she's typing. Transformation posts. Yes. We need to get more before and afters. We need to share our own. Yes, I agree. And I wonder if we should do, like, I agree with that. And I think it needs to be like a weekly thing, like a weekly progress day that should be part of the posts, like if we had Feature Friday, if we had a set progress day, like if whatever day you guys want, and we could put it I'm going to make a Google Doc for like signing up, and then we can have suggestions for posts. But I think we should have a set day we do that so that they get in the habit over time of knowing every Monday or every Saturday or whatever day. Tuesday could be a transformation Tuesday, but I think it's important. I agree, because I feel like we're not collecting testimonies and they're not sharing it enough. And guys, I've noticed there's a spirit of perfectionism in our group, and I noticed it because it's something I'm trying to root out of myself, and I feel like we all have a little bit of it. So the more vulnerable we become as coaches, the more vulnerable they will become. But I agree with you, inside and outside, I think. And it's good too, because yes, yeah, I agree. Won't be tempted to weigh in every day. So much better. And I think it's good to track your stats every week. And if they're using a food log that's a journal, then that day they'll also can track their stats in the same journal and have it, you know what I mean? So that comes to, like, do you guys think we need to use the app anymore? Like, is that just an added step if they're using a journal? Yeah, I mean, I put people in it that want to be in it, but if they have a little journal, they could do it different.
Kelly, are you talking about the My Challenge Tracker app?
Yeah. Because we were only using it for them to track their Shakeology and their weight and measurement and photos. But like once a group shuts down, they don't have access to their stuff anymore. And I didn't realize that. They have to upload.
Yeah.
So
or you have to extend your group before the deadline date.
Yeah. So I'm just wondering if it's better if we go back to just handy dandy. I feel like that's Blue's Clues. Myself. Notebook. And if they wrote like their before and afters in the start of it and they track their stuff, and then, would it be easier so that, it's another place that they don't have to, because that accountability tracker, we have the paper one. That one, if you print it, you can check it off every day. It does the same thing, except for I like it because I love the 30-day PDF that Megan made for the start of the challenge. And I like the weekly tracker because then you can look at the 30-day and plan what you're going to focus on in the week. But what I wanted to ask you guys, because I love trackers, so like, what do you think's relevant and what needs to go? Because I don't want to have something for the sake of having it.
I don't know what you've experienced with your groups, but the Challenge Tracker app, when it's been successful for me, has been when I have people that are super busy, that feel overwhelmed in a group because there's so much posting going on, that they feel that they are constantly behind. And so it's their way of staying connected to their goals and what they want to do into a group, but without having to be on social media. You have those people a little shy of social media, but I think we're all, from what I gather from y'all, I'm pretty sure we're on the same boat. We don't want to live on social media. We have families that we love to spend time with. We want to be intentional with our time. And that's something that I've really been focusing on in my groups lately, is just letting them know that, hey, I don't want you to live on social media. I don't want you to live in this group. We're here to support each other, but you need to take and make sure you're scheduling intentional time with your family every day. And I let them know I take Sundays off, and I tell them, if you want to take Sunday off too, like by all means. Don't be on social media. I won't be checking into the group that day, letting them know it's there. They can use it as much as they want to, but just being, letting them know that it's okay to be different. You don't have to be like everybody else. Don't let them get overwhelmed. So I don't know. I mean, it has its ups and downs. And then honestly, I don't know what's going on with Mark Zuckerberg with Facebook right now with the whole political thing, but I don't know. I just have in the back of my mind, like, I want to make sure that we still have a place where we can connect with our challengers should something wonky go with Facebook.
Right. I know. Well, and I think I like your idea of having, like, we could keep the group open for people who are not in our challenge group. And that way it's a group for our team. You can plug them in. You guys are all admins. And for those people, I would send them like the recording of the weekly challenger Zoom as a, like, hey, here's your focus for the week. Shoot me back your takeaways, and then they can log in the group. But I think for people who are in the Facebook group, it's not necessary. So is everyone cool with us, like, Facebook group people, getting them to paper it? Or y'all, everyone say aye. Raise your hand.
I just don't know, like, how I would, I don't want to say enforce that, but like, get them to actually, like, pen and paper, write stuff down.
Well, we won't. I mean, and there are people that you're going to tell them to, and they're not. But I think if we're all doing it, and then it's like speed of the leader, speed of the pack. It's like, because I can tell you this, the gut health group I've been in, the first week and a half, everybody did this and I didn't. And then I'm like, positive peer pressure, like, these people are noticing stuff and I'm missing things, so I need to do this. So I would say, just like, people don't post their food journals forever and then all of a sudden they'll start. I think that's just going to be like something we're going to have to kind of adjust to. But telling them, like, if you're not comfortable journaling your food yet, that's cool, but I'm going to be journaling my food because I've noticed that it helps me with this. You know what I mean? Like,
I think taking it too, because I've never been good at writing down my food stuff. Like, I can create meal plans and I can follow them, but I don't write down every single thing that I've put in my body. And I think even the thought of that, this is me, I'm like, oh my gosh, that seems like it's time consuming and I feel overwhelmed already, but that's so my personality. So I'm thinking to myself, how can I implement that? How can we implement that where it's not going to feel overwhelming for the person like me who's like, but I don't know what that means. What do you mean I have to track my food? I've never done that before. So how do I do that?
Yeah.
So even maybe baby stepping it for them, like you do what you do, but then giving them baby steps, like, okay, this is how you can start journaling your food. And I'm going to send you this notebook to, help you do that. But here's step one. Cause that would help me.
Totally. And I think that's what you should do. First start, just write down what you're eating through the day. Then when you get more comfortable with that, we could do a whole call on identifying your triggers. And I'm happy to share in the video how like I used to obsess about foods. My excuse was I won't journal it because I'll think about it all the time.
That's what I hear from people.
Yeah, but it actually is very freeing because when I'm writing it down, it makes me own what I'm eating, enjoy what I'm eating, make it worth what I'm eating. Like it's actually helped me not obsess about it the wrong way because I'm not writing a calorie down. I'm not writing how many cups of tuna fish I ate. I'm just writing I'm just writing down what I ate and I'm focusing more on how it makes me feel. And I think that'll help when the 2B mindset stuff comes out too.
Yes.
Which that's a whole other topic for another night because I'm excited about. But yeah, I think we do need to baby step it for sure. And tell people if you are nervous about writing your food when you first start out, write your water. Write down how you made your shake and you drank your water. Like you can even baby step it more for them if they're overwhelmed. But or just track your dinners or your snacks. Like I just think that it would be helpful, and it's nice because they don't have to type it all. They can just literally take a picture, and if everyone's doing it, I think it might help too. That was the other thought I had, and this is something that I know we all know, but we talked about this at the Team Courage retreat. If we all could commit to spending 10 minutes a day in the challenge group, encouraging first your people, and then whenever you're left over, other people. Can you imagine like with 5 or 7 coaches leading? That's a lot of encouragement. And I think what happens is we all are going to have off days where we miss it. But if 90% of the time we're spending 10 minutes, in the morning and 10 minutes at night, or 10 minutes at night and 5 minutes in the morning, whatever, we're not on all day, like Rebecca said, but we're offering, and it keeps the engagement up. The most important thing you can do is post, even if we have a bad day. Post. But I feel like in the past it's been like, I'll lead a group, who wants to help me? But this time I want it to be like, we're leading the group, so it's not all falling on one person's shoulders. Because as we grow as a team, we're going to divide into more groups, hopefully. And that way it's always seen as a shared burden. And like Sarah's going to be traveling, or like today I was gone all day. Like, when there's things like that happen, you've got a whole crew. So you're like, I'm out for a few days because of this. And you can say it in the group, and it works because everybody's leaning in with each other. And I think with a smaller group, it's easier to do that because you feel valued because you're not just one of 105, Name. What would you guys like to call it? So Rebecca had Dixon, she's running a group for her group people, and it's called Made New, which it's like my big word of the year, the springtime. But you had something you put on Facebook, Megan. What was it? Spring into action? Is that what it was? So I'm up for whatever. What do you guys want to call it? Have less coaches. So I think that we should have 5 coaches lead, 7 max. But more coaches can be in the group, because I have a lot of coaches that don't have challengers, but they want to be in, and they can just be in as a VIP challenger. I think 5 is good because then everybody has kind of a day, and then, you know what I mean? Like 2 to 3 I've done before, and I feel like you got a lot more on you. Does that make sense, Elizabeth? And then, so what's nice about when you have 5 to 7 is you can have like 4 or 5 seasoned coaches, and then 2 new coaches can help, and they don't feel like they're overwhelmed because they can take just one day, So 7 is good. But that Team Courage, when we asked kind of feedback, Summer shared that 5 to 7 is kind of her number. She said, when you have more than that, then you have to do like we did last time where we were splitting weeks and trying to figure out who was doing what, an A team and a B team. It was like kind of crazy. So I would say 5 to 7. So if you have people, or if you don't have people and you just want to lead, I'll put a post in the team for everybody to post, and then we'll just kind of, split up a little bit based on who would like to help. And I think if we take this 10 minutes or 15 minutes a day total, like 5 in the morning, 10 at night or whatever, I think that will help us not feel like a heaviness, you know what I mean, about the group. And scheduling the accountability post is huge. Or even your post. Like if you're not doing a live video, you can schedule your post on Sunday, But yeah, I would say, I think a free group, 2 to 3 coaches is good for leading. But I think a 30-day group, you want to have about 5. So names, anybody? And then we'll do prep week, and then everybody can go, and I'm going to pass out. So I didn't realize how much I was like, oh, I'm doing so well. And then I hit my wall today. Any ideas, suggestions? We can talk about the name in the group too. I'm going to have Carly set up 2 groups tomorrow afternoon, Saturday morning, so we can start them on Monday. Okay. Somebody unmute. No?
I just very quickly, I have a lot of in-person challengers, or ones that only text and don't have Facebook or whatever, right now. So I would like to be in the group, but not leading it for the online thing, the Facebook. So.
Totally fine. So you can, when I post in the group, just be like, I want to be in a group for support, but I can't lead it this time. And that's cool. I want everybody to be in one. Like all my coaches who are discount coaches, they need to be in one. Like if you need to take a break from like leading, still be in one. But it's just good to know who feels ready to lead, and then we can move from there. Carly's going to set up the groups. We'll need to schedule the prep week posts. And so that's why I have prep week saved that we've been using. I think we could make some tweaks with the journaling instead of the app one. There's the day on Beachbody On Demand. Is there anything about prep week that you guys think is missing or needs to be added based on what we've been using? I mean, we do welcome, and we do a day on meal planning where we share the meal planning tools we have, and they're also in the files. We do a day on how to use Beachbody On Demand and make them pick a program, which I think it's really good that last week time everybody did a good job of printing off their calendar and showing it even ourselves, so people check it off. We have a day on, help me out here. Yeah, we need to do before pictures. So we have welcome, nutrition, fitness. We do the day on community and encouragement where we talk about the importance of that. We do a day on, help me out. Why am I forgetting? Do we do a day on brainstorming? I mean, not brainstorming. That's what I'm doing right now. Do we do a day on gratitude? And then we have a day on goals. There we go. And then we have the last day, which is like the kickoff Zoom. So we used to have it where for Sundays, we posted our goodbye photos. And that was when we posted our before pictures. And we could add that on Sunday where, have you done everything? And we give a little checklist, and then we say, post below your goodbye photo. If that would work for you guys as your before. Is everyone cool with that? Because I can edit that. Okay. So then this time as we go through prep week, I want you guys to kind of think about the tools we have and what you like and don't like, because I feel like we could always kind of reassess the end of the challenges. So we'll have the 30-day tracker that with the goals that they'll post with their before photo. That would be a good day to do that together. We'll have the meal planning tool. So Elizabeth has some. I made some meal planning sheets. If any of you have meal planning sheets, if you could post them in the team page, and then we can upload them all to a folder. We can share the folder in the group and say, here are lots of options for meal planning, because honestly, people think and use things different. Is there any other tools you think we're missing? I have the checklist for prep week so that they know how to keep up with each day, but I'm going to edit it to make it a little shorter. But do y'all have anything else you think is missing? No? Okay. And then we have the weekly tracker if they want to have something they check off every week, you know, to reassess their goals. If not, they can just use the 30-day one that Megan made, and then they could write stuff in their notebook. Like, that's what I kind of like about it. It's like everything goes here instead of a bunch of pages. Okay. So I think this is the most emerald team call I've ever run in my life. So my Pearl is like wanting to do something fun. I would like us to brainstorm in the team page on how to spotlight coaches. So can you guys cook that in your brain for a little bit and think on it? Because we have a whole prep week to talk about. I love what Elizabeth shared, and I do think the before photos and transformation, let's pick a day we want to do it. Because what we have, and this is what's so cool about having smaller groups, is we have the ability, I feel like, to get to know people even better when they're smaller. But I want to team up for the Zooms, and I want to team up for the workouts, like Lindsay said, and I love that idea. So we can, I wrote all of this down so I won't forget, so I can make kind of a list in the team page tomorrow, and we can kind of work through it next week to get it organized in the page. But I think the thing is, just don't be afraid to say, like, we need to stop doing this. This is like, I feel like the app right now, I just think it's another step unless someone's not on Facebook, and then it makes sense. And then, you know, consider, if you haven't already, guys, like maybe investing in like some little notebooks and thank you cards that you can send your challenger as a thank you. But that was the main thing I wanted to talk to you guys about. And a name. I love the, yeah, I like the poll options too for fun. I think that would be a lot of fun. And I think, like, I wish you could do a picture with the poll. That's the only thing. I feel like it's just a poll. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't, but that's fine. That's just me being silly. But I like the poll because it's easier to click and then people see what they're doing. The last thing I was going to mention, 2 things that to check out in the team page if you haven't, and then we could talk about it later because I know y'all are probably as tired as me. I posted a $200 PDF after our last call. It's under, like, I'll figure, it's in the files, the team page. It's my first $200 tracker. I want you guys to print it off, and I want to encourage you to, when you make a sale, like Megan, you shared, like, yeah, I sold something, like, write it down, write the commission amount that you plugged her into a group, you know what I'm saying, and start tracking it and bubbling at the bottom your earnings. I've been doing it, and it was really cool because it helped me, and this is like new earnings, not ones that are currently coming through. If you focus on that $200 tracker every month, however much you earn, it'll help you start to see how the small things add up. And I think if you don't track anything for your business, and that's where you should start. So you're getting familiar with how much commission you make, and that, you know what I mean, and that you're plugging people in. And then the other one was about doing like a book of the month or a book club for our team. So we would have, like, one of our team calls would be like a book club. So we would all read the same book for a month and then talk about it. So check that out and kind of weigh in on that. I think everybody was excited about it because we can talk about that next week, because I think it'd be fun to pick different books to read. And so that was and a couple coaches shared with me they do it with their team, and it's gone well. And they actually share the book in their challenge group and invite their challengers to that call. So, like, they all read The Compound Effect, and some challengers were reading it too. So that might be a call we could invite challengers to our team call, and they get to meet our team, and then it's kind of fun, and it's not, you know what I mean? So this just, my brain goes like this all day because I'm always thinking, so I don't want to overwhelm y'all, but those were 2 things. The $200 tracker, I really want to help you guys that want to make money. So this will be a good way for you to track your earnings. And then the other was the book club, because I just think that PD is something we all enjoy, most of us, I think. And it could be a way that we could invite the challengers in with us that are interested, and then it helps you see people who might be interested in being a part of our team. So, okay, I'm going to organize this stuff tomorrow, and I'll get Carly to open up the groups. I'll get the prep week document edited tomorrow. and the posting sheet ready. And then we just need to figure out when we want to do the transformation, the poll, and the spotlight. So I'll just post in there and we can just talk in the comments. Is that cool with everybody? Does anybody else have anything they want to add? No.
I was just going to say, Jess, when you're thinking about the transformation, like for pictures, like even when you're doing it weekly, probably not smart to do it like on a Saturday or Sunday because people are probably going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to take a break. Do you know what I mean? So probably during the week, probably not Monday even. Do you know what I mean? Like just to.
That's why I weigh on Tuesday or Wednesday. Like, because
yeah.
I feel like Wednesday weekends I don't sleep as much and I'm off. Like, yeah.
Yeah, because this way you can have a break. You want to have you want them to be able to have their like fun time. You know what I mean? Like everything in moderation, but then not feel guilty.
Yeah. I think it would be good to have it the same every week too, so that way they're not changing up the day.
Right.
But I agree. I know Sean T used to make Saturday in T25, and I'm like, that's the worst day to do stats because Friday night was the night I would always, for me, that back then was like my ice cream and staying up late and probably beer because I didn't give up gluten yet, and you know. But I like that. Yeah, I do agree with that big time because I think we need to pick a day that's good for people. And I love what you were talking about, Megan, with counting the wins. I want to root out this whole like perfect thing. Like I am so on a don't be perfect thing now. I'm so thankful. My eyes have been like open to it. You know what I mean? Like find your win, like not the losses, you know? Because since I've been counting my wins, it's been 3 weeks now. It's made a huge difference in days that were stressful. So I think it's a tool we can teach. So I will put all this together. And the last thing I just want to tell you guys, thank you. Like I'm really excited about this. And it's like our second team get together and the first one I remember to record. But like God gave that word made new last October-ish, and I was always nervous whenever I get anything that says new. And Sarah said I cheated because I had 2 words, not 1, which is totally me being myself. But I just know he's got great things that's in store. And something that really helped me a few weeks ago was a really wise woman that prays with me at church said, like, don't try to control everything, Kelly. Like, just ask when you get super excited and you want to do everything, like take a minute and just say, God, where do you want me to go? And that's kind of when all of this started to involve. So I don't have it all figured out yet. Like I used to feel like I had to have it all planned, but I don't want to have it all figured out because I want y'all to help me. You know what I mean? Like, and that's why I love this. I want our calls to be more roundtable because the team calls with Team Courage can pour our into our heads and blow our minds with all of the wisdom. And then I might bring in a speaker, or if you have someone you run into and you're like, oh my gosh, can we get this person to come? Sure. Like we can do that. You could just set it up. Like you don't even have to ask me. You know what I'm saying? Like this is your team, but I want this to be, we were so much better together when it's not just me. So I am excited. Like I feel like God has carved out a lot of space. And I also want to say with what Rebecca said, like taking time to unplug. If we like when Elizabeth shared the clock that she has, which I think is brilliant. Like if we have a time limit set, I'm finishing that book, Loving My Actual Life. Is that what it's called? And she talked about having Sabbath rest and vacation time. And so like I'm setting times up during my day that are called tech Sabbaths daily, because if I just call it unplugging, it didn't mean as much as when I say like Sabbath, like this is, you know, so pick times to be unplugged and I'm going to work on it big time. So you will not hear back from me right away, because that's one thing we've been learning in network marketing nobility, which has been good, is she's like, if people see you're on all the time, they're going to be like, I could never do that. And the problem is I love what I do. So I would be on all the time because it's fun. It's not because I'm like, you know, whatever. It's just enjoy. I get a lot of joy out of this, but we need to also take a break. So I'm just really excited, and thank you guys for being here. So I will get, like I said, I'll work on this stuff tomorrow and I'll get it set up. And then prep week will start Monday, so you can start inviting your no sugar people. And then just so you know, the last week of the month is going to be our prep week for Clean Week that will start the first week of May. So that's the next group we have. And when we'll get to that later, but just so you know, that's kind of the plan. And Carly will have a real May calendar that I won't change the next week coming soon. So, or I might, I don't know. But all right, guys, y'all have a good night. Sarah, have a safe trip. And thank you, everybody. And like I said, if you think of anything, just shoot it my way. One of my challengers, hold on, did I miss something? The recipe sharing. I like that. You want to do like I think recipe swap days are really fun. But yeah, I think is that what you mean? Like adding more recipes to the group? Megan, is that what you meant?
I can't use technology and hold a baby at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, because like as I've been meal planning, I've been trying new recipes and I get like super excited to share them.
Oh yeah.
And then it also like makes eating healthy way more exciting. So, and then you have recipes to share. Plus you're trying something new. So I feel like if it's like once a week, like encourage people to either try something new or like try a new recipe. I mean, I know some people who have been doing this stuff for a long time. Like, I don't know. I always like trying something new. So
but I think that could be a topic. And then something we could also do is make a Google Doc and people could upload their recipes to it. And that way you could say, this is our cookbook for the challenge group. And you add your stuff to it. So like that doesn't even have to be the post of the day. You could be like, I made this for dinner and it's so good, I'm making it again next week. And then I tell everyone, and I uploaded the recipe to, and then we have that to share from group to group. So
yeah, because I know people like that I've talked to before, like that might be the sole thing they're looking for in a challenge group.
Yeah.
Like recipes.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. We tell people we're gonna share recipes and meal plans and stuff like that. And there's some files at the beginning, but then we don't do a really good job of that. But like I was doing some things on Facebook while we were doing this, and Elizabeth Aldrich has like the most intense meal plan color-coded schedule thing I've ever seen.
It's amazing. It will blow your mind.
What the heck is
It's my baby. It's my second baby.
Oh my gosh.
I would love it.
I don't even understand it.
Where is this? I need to see this.
It's just color-coded.
Page. I don't know how I got off. I was on a friends list and doing like my love bombs on my interest list. And I guess I clicked on the wrong thing and went back to my main feed, and up pops like spent Thursday night meal planning for the week. And it's like color coded, but it's like vertical and horizontal. And I'm like, that's way out of my league. Well, I don't even understand what it is. It looks like it's color coded according to containers too.
Yeah.
I think it's like the 80-day obsession, because it's right. Is that the one you've been using for?
Well, the one I just posted was for 22-minute hardcore.
Oh, gotcha.
But yeah, containers. Yeah.
That's awesome. I would say it'd be good for us to compile tools, and I would say like her planning stuff. Like she did the video last prep week, and it went really well. And I think it's good to, when we do it, to remember to say, this is what I do. If this is overwhelming, here are some ways to make it super simple, and then move your way up. You know what I mean? But yeah, she's like the bomb with that stuff. She puts Autumn to shame. And so I'll put this stuff in the team page, guys. And next time when we meet, we'll talk book club. We'll also start looking into the 2B mindset, because next roundtable we need to be brainstorming that too, because that comes out.
Hey, can I do one last plug? Summer is doing a 7-day for $7.
Oh yeah, the
emergency checklist training, and she had 1 week. It was 2 weeks ago, and she's doing another $7 week this coming week. It was phenomenal. So I did it. It was worth 100 times that. Well, maybe not 100, but you hear what I'm saying. Like it was phenomenal. And it's all stuff like we have this amazing access to her on an ongoing basis, and so some of what she talked about we've kind of heard before, but it was condensed and concise. And I kid you not, it was Summer Tucker in 3.5-minute videos. I've never seen that before in my entire life.
That's amazing.
Ever.
The magic of editing.
Right? but they were good. They were quick. They were short. It's a good and engaging group. And I have my list of 10 things for the first time ever. Like, I've had kind of an idea of them before, but I've never really gotten them all done. She's doing another week, and it leads into an opportunity for a longer group that I don't know if I'm going to do or not. Kelly, are you doing it?
I don't know. I was going to ask her if she thought I should, because we get a lot of coaching from her anyway. So I was going to ask her.
You know, I have never been part of training from her that I didn't think was totally worth it.
Totally.
So I don't have any doubt that it would be totally worth it. Part of it, in all honesty, for me, from a business expense, I have to decide if I'm buying my, 30 days in this group or my Roots and Branches ticket this month. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So that's my only hang
Well,
up.
she's going to run this every month. So I would say
Right.
buy the Roots and Branches tickets.
Well, right. And I think she probably would too. But my point is, it's $7. It's super fast. It's super concise. And it was really awesome.
Yes. And I used it today. I mean, that's how I got through today.
Yeah. It's been, I've been on the wrong end of poor policy and customer service in 3 different companies this week. Like, it could have been really ugly.
And I actually think it would be something we could encourage our challengers to look into too.
I sent it to all my people. I invited everybody on my team, all of my challengers, and a lot of people that I've been talking to do it. And I probably had 5 people do it.
Yeah.
And then I just told everybody that she's doing it again next week. I just started a message thread and talked about what I got out of it, and that she's doing it again. It's amazing.
It's great too, because it gives people a tool that we want them to have to help them succeed, like in life and in our groups, but in life. Like, it was
and for what it's worth, I don't think anybody would think this, but in case somebody has it in the back of their head, because I know I have before, sometimes I would get worried about sending my potential challengers to watch somebody else's video, because I'm like, what if they like them more? I mean, Summer's a smart person. She would realize where this person came from and direct them back to you. Yeah. Like,
I would look at it the opposite. Look at it a way of exposing to people how awesome our team is.
Right. That has only been my experience. Yeah. I've never had anybody, the people I've lost to a higher profile coach have not been somebody further up in our team.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Thank you for bringing that up. It was very helpful. That was a really good,
it's worth it. I mean, it's $7.
Yeah. Can you post it in the team page, like, if you think about it real quick, or?
Oh, the link for joining it?
Mm-hmm.
I can try.
Okay. Okay. Well, I made my list of things I got to do, so don't forget. But that was really helpful. And I do think I have a few people that are challengers that I recommended do it. And, and I think it's a cool way to rally around her and pour into her in a time that she's sticking her neck out in a new way. We see her as Summer. We all know who she is, but now she's going out into the big wide world and no one knows who she is. So it's a really great way to support her too. But it was very helpful. I'm actually going to help my kids make their own checklists to help them with stuff too. So, all right, y'all. Well, I'm not gonna be like a Team Courage call and keep this on until 10, even though those are fun. But thank you for being here tonight, and I will get this stuff posted. You guys have a great evening and take care.